All right, let's get into it. We're going to break down your astrological game plan for Friday, February 13th. The idea here is simple. I want to help you really understand the day's energy so you can play it smart and make the most of it.
Okay, so right off the bat, you need to know this Friday is basically a tale of two halves. It kind of kicks off with this potential for disorganization and maybe some confusion, but it wraps up with a really powerful opportunity for clarity and just getting things done. So let's break down how that actually works.
So the real question for you is, which one's it gonna be? Which energy is going to define your Friday? You know, the key is knowing how to handle that shift from the first half to the second, and that's exactly what we're about to map out.
First up, let's look at the big picture, the foundational energy that's running in the background for the entire day. This really sets the stage for everything else that's going on.
So the moon is hanging out in Capricorn all day. And if you know anything about Capricorn, you know it's the sign of structure, discipline, and getting down to business. So when the moon is here, the whole emotional vibe of the day becomes more serious and focused on our responsibilities. Think of it like the day's operating system. It's an energy that wants to achieve things. So what this means is that the day is built for making progress. It's absolutely perfect for tackling that important work project, dealing with official matters, doing some real long-term planning, basically any task that needs you to be disciplined and focused on the results.
But, and there's always a but, right? As we saw, the day doesn't just start off with that clean, productive energy. First, we've got to get through what I'm calling the morning fog.
And here's the reason why, astrologically speaking. There's this brief but pretty impactful alignment called a Moon-Neptune square that's happening in the early hours. Now, don't worry about the jargon. Neptune is just the planet of dreams, illusions, and fog. And when it makes a tense square angle to the moon, which rules our feelings, it creates this kind of cosmic static. It can just temporarily cloud our thinking.
So what's that actually feel like? Well, you might just feel a bit all over the place, maybe disorganized, or find it really hard to make a simple decision. Your motivation could take a hit, and it's a really good time to just be extra careful about misunderstandings or being a little absent-minded. That's the fog we have to get through.
But here's the good news. That weird, challenging energy, it doesn't stick around all day, not even close. The day has a very clear turning point where everything starts to shift. Let's look at when that happens.
And this just lays it all out perfectly, doesn't it? We start the day with that confusing Moon-Neptune thing going on. But then, as we get closer to noon, you can feel that fog start to burn off. That's the big moment of change, and it leads us right into an afternoon where the energy is clear and it's finally time to really focus. And that brings us to the best part, the afternoon advantage. This is the payoff. Once that fog is gone, the afternoon opens up this powerful window of opportunity to tap right back into that productive, get-it-done Capricorn energy.
Just look at this again, side by side. It's like night and day, really. We're literally trading the morning's potential for misunderstandings and fuzzy issues for the afternoon's clear shot at focusing on our goals and doing productive work. Just knowing this shift is coming is your secret weapon for the day.
So, how do you actually use this information? Super simple. My advice, use the morning for lighter tasks, maybe things that don't require intense focus. Save your most important work for the afternoon. Once that clarity hits, get really specific about what you want to get done and then take actual, concrete steps. This is the time to move from just thinking about it to doing it. So, let's wrap all of this up into one simple, powerful takeaway. The one thing to remember that you can carry with you all day long.
This is it, right here. This is the whole thing in a nutshell. Just remember, it's a day of two halves. Don't let yourself get discouraged by any confusion in the morning. Instead, just navigate it. Be patient, knowing that your real chance to make moves and seize that amazing clarity is coming in the afternoon. And that leaves us with one final thought. You know, knowing the energy of the day like this gives you the power to choose how you respond. So this Friday, how are you going to consciously use this information to turn that early uncertainty into some real afternoon clarity?